What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. Overwatch 2 has finally launched, and with it has come the first Battle Pass season, rich with various cosmetics of varying qualities, and thus for today's video, I had a number of you ask me if I was going to be doing a video showing off the new cosmetics in the Battle Pass and in the base update we kind of got for the game with the new heroes, so I thought, what the heck, I'll jump on in and take a look at what all there is, give my thoughts, and hopefully I'll be able to make it all the way through without running into any of those pesky little issues people have been having. Yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about. The incident where you get randomly...
You cannot be serious!
Alright, thank you Asia for lending us your servers. For whatever reason, the Asian servers seem to be the most stable. I don't really know why, hopefully Blizzard will get it taken care of pretty soon. Anyways, getting into the Battle Pass itself, the Premium Season 1 Battle Pass, Tier 1 starts off with the brand new hero, Kiriko. Now, for those of you who've been tuning into my live streams over the past couple days, you know I've been having a ton of fun with this hero. She is quite enjoyable to play, but beyond just the new hero, we also get the new legendary skin at Tier 1, EDM Diva. Now, this skin is phenomenal. This may actually be my favorite legendary skin in the entire Battle Pass, and you get it immediately at Tier 1. Not only does it look fantastic, the idea of turning Diva's mech into a loudspeaker electro music sound system is just such a cool idea. I'd never thought about that, but it totally works in this sort of way. But beyond that, it even has its own unique sound effects, which I'll play for you right here. So yeah, all around, this is a phenomenally impressive skin. I could almost see this being like halfway to a mythic skin in a sense, just based off of everything they did with it. And I almost wonder if maybe they could have made this its own mythic skin at some like future battle pass or something. But nonetheless, it is a phenomenal looking skin. Let's take a real quick peek at the pistol as well. All around, great skin for Diva, easily top tier. But also at Tier 1 of the Battle Pass, you get the Cyber Mari Weapon Charm. Now, weapon charms in general are pretty take it or leave it in my opinion when it comes to just a type of cosmetic. This one I think is pretty cute though. It's a little cyberpunk patchy Mari. It's a fun idea, so yeah, it is what it is. But overall, pretty minuscule item that I think most people aren't going to care too much about. Moving on from Tier 1 though, we get the Cyber Mari player icon. Cool, just a nice little addition there that fits with the weapon charm. Then we get the Sky Centurion name card. Now, name cards are a new cosmetic item that has been added, which is something you can sort of feature on your player profile to just give it a bit more flair, a bit more interesting visual design to it. Again, it's a type of cosmetic I think most people aren't going to care too much about, but it's cool, at the very least, just having another little thing you can customize, and the artwork here at least is very nice, referencing an upcoming skin, which I'll be looking at a bit later in this Battle Pass, but next we get a voice line from Moira.
You can be improved.
Nice, nothing too special there. A Reaper emote. Reaper eating a cookie, which is a odd one to say the least, since the vast majority of Reaper's skins feature a mask without a mouth hole on it, so I don't know how exactly he's managing to take a bite out of that cookie. I mean, I guess he's not, judging by the fact that the cookie isn't degrading at all as he eats it. I don't know what he's doing there, some weird Reaper thing, I guess. Anyways, next up we have a Mei victory pose, which is nice. She just sort of bops Snowball, I guess, and then stands there. It's a victory pose, not much to say about this one. Then we get a salute spray for Winston's epic skin at the end of this level of tiers, followed by a mechanical brain souvenir, which is one of the other new cosmetic types being added, the souvenirs. I think the souvenirs are interesting mainly because I like the little animations the different characters use when they bring up the souvenir to hold it up above their head or on their hand or wherever. This souvenir specifically, the mechanical brain, certainly fits with the cyberpunk theme of this season's Battle Pass, and looks cool enough on its own, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to be anything too special. Next up, though, we get a Lucio voice line.
Somebody has to stand up for the people.
Followed by the tactical Winston epic skin. Now, This is pretty decent in terms of an epic skin, in my opinion. It doesn't do anything too exciting or cool or unique by epic standards, but it's a solid recolor. I like the sort of forest camo it has, the addition of the little army hat. It's a nice little look. I don't know if it necessarily fits Winston in terms of like him being an army soldier or anything, but it's cool. I like it. It's a nice epic skin for what it is. Moving on to the next page of cosmetics, we get the Hollow Sakura player icon, just a little flower icon right there, followed by the Sakura name card, which, you know, it's another name card, not much to say about it, and then a highlight intro for Soldier 76. Now, this highlight intro I think is actually really, really cool. I like that we get to see all the little moving parts on the weapon itself as he loads it up and then tosses it over his shoulder, gets the stoic stance. Pretty cool highlight intro, if I'm being honest. Definitely one of the better ones I think Soldier has, and one that I could easily see myself using if I was someone who actually played Soldier 76, but pretty cool one right here, definitely. Then next up we get a spray for Cassidy, referencing his Ranger skin, which again will be a bit later in this battle pass, but this spray itself is actually a reference to Smokey the Bear, of course, which is a old school, only you can prevent wildfires type thing. Do kids these days even know who Smokey the Bear is? I don't know. Anyways, it's a fun little spray idea right there, followed by Origami Crane Weapon Charm. I suppose this fits with the sort of Asian theme of the cyberpunk and the new hero Kiriko, and may even be a specific reference to Blade Runner, since there's of course the character from Blade Runner who makes the origami animals. May or may not be a direct reference to that, I don't know. Might just be a fun little thing they thought was cute and fitting and they just tossed it in. Next up though, we get the victory pose for Sojourn, Evaluate. Oops, they're just sort of sitting there looking at a little holographic HUD. Cool, nothing too special though. Followed by the DJ Diva Spray for the EDM skin. The Great Waves name card, which, yeah, is cool. Got the sort of like Japanese art style waves. It's a pretty cool look. I actually quite like this one.
Perhaps we only exist in the memory of a person now gone.
And then, of course, a Zenyatta, mystic, cryptic, insightful voice line. What else is new for Zen? He's got 100 of them at this point. Followed by the Hinatori Kiriko skin. Now, this is a skin which, personally, I don't really care for. I'm not a fan of these sort of android designs where it's like, they're made to look like they're literally just a human, but like with robotic parts. I don't know. It's like either go human or go full robot. I don't like these sort of weird halfway android types, but that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of other people are really excited for this skin, and that is awesome. Certainly in terms of the level of detail in the skin itself, I think it's pretty good. Taking a look at the weapon specifically, I like that orange edge to the blade right there. The Suzu's got its own color scheme, and the Healing Ofuda has these cool sort of like phoenix flames on them, which is actually a pretty cool design. So it's got some very nice elements to it. Overall, visually, I think it's fine, but just personally, it's not an aesthetic I really care for. So I'm not excited for this one, but I know a lot of other people definitely are. And moving on to the next set of tiers, EDM player icon for Diva, a dog tag spray, which I believe is for Sojourn, given that it says V Chase for Vivian Chase, so her soldier dog tags right there. The pineapple pizza souvenir. They had to make it pineapple, of course, didn't they? Blizzard definitely trying to start something. I know this is probably a reference to the fact that the devs have historically said that all Overwatch heroes enjoy pineapple on their pizza, which itself was their attempt to start something with the community, but they couldn't have gone like just sausage and pepperoni, you know, a classic? I don't know, whatever. Next up, we have a victory pose for Sombra Translocator. Whoopsies. Not yet. Baptiste, wait your turn. It's decent. She's holding up her translocator. I think it's a fine victory pose. Then we get a voice line for Kiriko.
Wait till you see me on my bike.
Cool. Followed by a new emote for Baptiste, which is quite fun. Rabode? I don't know the proper pronunciation for that, but basically a new dance emote, and I quite like it. It's a fun one. After that, we get a spray for the Junker Queen Lion Slayer. You know what? That robotic Junker Lion, that'd make for a pretty cool PvE enemy, just saying. Maybe we see that someday, maybe not, who knows. And after that, Mitzi and Friends name card. Definitely a fun little cat-themed one for those feline fanatics out there. A Hanzo voice line.
Watch your step. It's a long way down.
And then a Sojourn Legendary skin. Now, in my opinion, this is the best Sojourn skin we've seen to date. It's got that old school 80s action movie army aesthetic going with the camo, the tank top, and all the tactical gear all over it. Looks super duper cool. And on top of that, the weapon. The weapon looks so cool. I love that army green with sort of rusted detailing on it, the little cooling holes along the barrel. All around, this is such a cool skin. Definitely a major reason to get this battle pass, in my opinion. This skin is phenomenal. Moving on to the next set, though, we have the Commando player icon for that corresponding skin, a Sky Centurion spray for Pharah, which again, we'll be getting to that skin a bit later in the battle pass, followed by a Tracer highlight intro that looks a bit familiar, and that's because we've been seeing this highlight intro for nearly 3 years at this point. That's right, this highlight intro was first teased all the way back at BlizzCon 2019 in the original trailer for Overwatch 2. So this highlight intro has been a very, very long time coming, and it's nice that we finally get it.
This is my neck of the woods.
Just got another little Cassidy voice line, that's fine. Followed by a Toki weapon charm. Now, for those of you who don't know, Toki is the name of D.Va's mech, so this is obviously a D.Va-themed charm right here. However, weapon charms, I believe, can be used on any hero, regardless of charm. They're not like sprays or voice lines. So you can stick this on D.Va, stick it on Kiriko, Junker Queen, whoever you want, but it is, of course, a reference to D.Va's mech. And next we get a victory pose Noble for Brigitte. Looks cool, cool enough. And a Cyber Phoenix spray for the legendary Kiriko skin, followed by Omnicode name card. This is a cool little reference to the in Overwatch universe Omnic language, which, as far as we know, doesn't have any real world translation, so you can't figure out what it actually says, but a bunch of cool little technology themed symbols, which is supposedly the Omnic language. Who knows what sort of secrets are hidden within this text? Probably nothing. Followed by a Sojourn voice line.
It's all connected.
Maybe she's talking about the Omnicode, who knows. Next up, though, we get Beast Hunter Junker Queen. This is just an epic skin, but admittedly, I think it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of things I like that they did with it. Overall, the aesthetic, the sort of leopard print, making it look more tribal, like she's some sort of caveman or cave woman, I suppose. It's a cool aesthetic, and it fits the Junker Queen pretty well. Also like what they did with her shoulder and knee, where they replaced the Omnic faceplates with these big jaws of some terrifying unknown creature. It's a pretty solid epic skin, if you ask me. It is just an epic, though, so it's nothing too exciting. But overall, I really like what they did with it. It fits the character pretty well, and yeah, overall, solid epic skin. And moving on to the next page of things, we have the Kumihimo player icon, which corresponds to the Mercy skin I'll get to in just a second. We have the Puzzle Cube souvenir, which is seemingly just like a high-tech neon-colored Rubik's Cube. I don't know if the triangle patterns are a reference to a type of real-world puzzle cube that uses triangles instead of squares like a Rubik's Cube, but nonetheless it looks pretty cool. Then we get a Rise and Shine spray for Cassidy, fitting the Ranger skin he gets. A victory pose for Moira, called Ponder, which is cool. Nothing special, though. An Ana voice line.
High-tech, low-tech, we all die in the end.
It's true, we all die in the end, except for Ana, because she's ancient and hasn't croaked yet. Then we get an emote for Junkrat sipping. This is just an emote version of his sipping victory pose, so it's a bit of a reuse of assets, but honestly, it's still a fun emote. Like, I'd rather we have it in-game than not have it, so I'm not complaining about it really being a reuse. It's a fun one, just seeing him sort of suck away and enjoy whatever mysterious substances might be in there. Is it bubble tea? Is it something else entirely? The world may never know. Then we get a spray Crows, followed by Hinotori player icon, a Sigma voice line,
You are parts, and I am whole.
and the Maiko, not sure on the actual pronunciation of it, skin for Mercy. Now again, this is a skin which I know a lot of people are excited about. Personally, I don't find it very interesting. It's just sort of like a white and red dress with like the crow aesthetic going for it. Yeah, visually, I think it looks nice enough. Just not really that exciting, if you ask me. Take a look real quick at the Caduceus staff. I do like the little bells on the Caduceus staff. I think that's a nice little touch. And then the blaster itself. So, there you go. Moving on, we have the Arcade spray, followed by the EDM Toki player icon, a highlight intro for Diva, which, honestly, something about this highlight intro just looks sort of off. Like, the animation seems a bit stiff. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a few things in Overwatch 2 where some of the animations just look a bit wonky, and this is definitely one of them where it almost feels like unfinished in a sense, or maybe just not quite polished to whatever degree it should have been. A bit disappointing in that regard, but otherwise it's a fine highlight intro. Next up, another Sojourn voice line.
With these upgrades, they don't stand a chance.
Followed by the free unlock tier for Kiriko. If you're in the free battle pass, you'll get Kiriko at this tier, but otherwise you get the cute little Kitsune weapon charm, which I'm sure will be very, very popular. Stick that on Kiriko, stick that on whatever characters you want to end up playing. It should work just fine. Next up, Just Breathe, the Cyber Genji, or Cyber Demon Genji spray, followed by Cyber Demon title card, or name card, a Genji voice line,
The dragon and I are one.
a Roadhog highlight intro, which is a bit of a weird one if you ask me. He's interacting with some sort of hologram HUD thing that's hovering there, but like, Roadhog is famously low tech, so why is he interacting with something that tech-based? Seems a bit odd. I don't really know what they were going for necessarily, but whatever. And then we get the Sky Centurion Pharah skin. This is perhaps the second best legendary skin we get in the Battle Pass after the EDM Diva skin. It's got that Warhammer Space Marine type aesthetic going for it, which looks very, very cool and definitely fits Pharah as well. Take a look at the weapon. Gotta say, this is a very, very nice skin for her. Very cool looking. Moving on to the next page, though, we get the Brain player icon, probably corresponding to the Cyber Brain that was earlier in the Battle Pass, a Kiriko voice line.
I run with blades all the time.
Yes, I'm sure you do. And a Rainbow Pool name card. A Itadakimasu emote for Hanzo, him enjoying a bit of sushi there. And it is a looping one, so after he enjoys his delicious bite, yummy sushi. Poof, it pops right back up, right down there on the table, and he just keeps eating it indefinitely, and never gets fat. Next up, we get Commando Spray for Sojourn, followed by Victory Pose Poised for Echo. Not much to say on that one. Drunker Queen voice line.
Ooh, I do love neon.
A Folded Crane Souvenir, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a hologram or if it's just neon blue paper that's been folded, but either way, it's nice and bright, very luminescent, pretty neat looking. Kitsune player icon, and the Forest Ranger Cassidy skin, which is just an epic skin, but I think looks pretty nice, and I definitely like the Forest Ranger idea for the character. Like, it fits him pretty well. I definitely like it. And the final page of things, we have the Crime Boss spray for Junkrat, which is referencing an upcoming Junkrat skin, which is presumably going to show up in the shop at some point during this first season, but at least at the time we're recording this video, it has not shown up yet. A Forest Ranger player icon, a voice line for Orisa.
I do not cower in the presence of evil.
A Severed Robot Arm, Robo Thumb Souvenir. A weapon charm for the Cyber Demon mask, which is very, very cool. The Old Soldier's spray, which I absolutely love, referencing Predator and the epic manly handshake. Here we get Sojourn and Soldier 76, two old soldiers shaking hands. I quite like it. That's a fun reference. A victory pose for the Junker Queen, crowned. It's nice. A highlight intro for Ashe, which I think is a pretty cool one, to be honest. The highlight intros in this battle pass have been a little hit or miss, but I think this is a nice one. Bob just throws you in the air, and then Ashe zooms in to take the shot. And getting right to the end of the battle pass, next up we have the Synthwave name card. Now, believe it or not, this is actually one of the things I'm most excited for in this battle pass, this name card, because as some of you know, I am a pretty big Synthwave fan. It's one of my favorite music genres, and I love the aesthetics with all the neon colors and everything, so this is 100% the name card I'm going to be using once I unlock it. Very cool looking, and it is followed by the other very cool looking thing in the battle pass, Cyber Demon Genji. Now, before we look at the skin itself, we do have the Cyber Demon player icon and the Demonic Deflection spray, but then we get the Cyber Demon skin itself. It is so cool. This is, of course, the mythic skin, the single mythic skin we get in this battle pass, and you can customize all these little details to your heart's content. I was playing around with it a bit earlier, and I think the combination I came up with that I like the most is this one. I don't know, it just looks pretty cool. And of course, there are a number of different options, different masks and different textures and color schemes and everything you can play with. I have seen some people complain that there aren't as many options or as much customization as some people had expected. Personally, I think it's pretty fine though. I guess I sort of had low expectations to begin with, so I sort of assumed it would be around this number and type of options. So, I don't know. For me personally, I feel like it's exactly what I expected, and I expected it to be cool, so I'm not disappointed, and I quite like the outcome we got. Especially like this blade in particular, the way you get that glowing blade edge. This one has a cooler hilt, I think, but the light's on the back. I like it when it's on the blade, like the sharp point. I think that looks cool. It's almost like a lightsaber in a sense. Anyways, these are, of course, the skins. Well, it is one skin, but it's effectively multiple skins because you can customize it to your heart's content. So, is the Overwatch 2 Season 1 Battle Pass worth it? Well, in my personal opinion, absolutely yes. For only $10 USD, you get a vast assortment of different cosmetics, some of which are very, very cool, like the EDM Diva. Let's see, where's the other one? Commando Sojourn, Sky Centurion Pharah, and of course, Cyber Demon Genji. These skins are all phenomenal skins as far as I'm concerned, and even if all you got was the Cyber Demon Genji skin, $10, to be honest, I think is kind of a steal of a deal. I mean, there's a lot of different customization you can do with it, and even without customizing it, the base skin just looks phenomenal. And sure, you may have to actually grind through the Battle Pass even after buying it in order to get the Cyber Demon skin, but just having played the game for roughly 2 days at the point of me recording this, I was able to get all the way up through to almost tier 15. So it seems like you actually get through the Battle Pass pretty quickly, such that you don't even need to be someone who's playing every single day for hours on end. I imagine you can pretty easily get to tier 80 just by playing a few times a week, maybe getting those weekly and daily challenges to get the bonus XP. I think it's pretty achievable, even for the more casual player base. So to that end, absolutely, I think this first season's Battle Pass is worth it. It will, of course, always come down, though, to whether or not you're actually interested in the cosmetics featured here. Personally, I think some of the skins in the Battle Pass aren't terribly exciting or that good or something I would care to use for a given hero, but for you, maybe they are. And so overall, it really comes down to your own thoughts, whether or not you like the skins involved. A lot of the other things, some of the highlight intros are nice as well, but a lot of the victory poses, sprays, I think are pretty take it or leave it for most people, but overall, I do think it's a fairly good deal, $10 US for all the cosmetics you get here, assuming, of course, that you finish the Battle Pass. So this has been my run through of the cosmetics featured in the Overwatch 2 Season 1 Battle Pass. Let me know your thoughts on these cosmetics by dropping a comment down below. Are you a fan of the content we get in this Battle Pass as well? Do you think it's worth it for the $10 USD price point? Or maybe you're disappointed by what's actually on offer here. Certainly, it's going to vary from person to person whether they care for any of the given skins and other cosmetics in the pass itself. So I am very curious to hear your thoughts, and otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content, and special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below, and otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.